Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that covers items, trinkets, bosses, characters. I am Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is the sixth horseman, Will Hughes.
Hi.
Hey,
do you
buddy.
like my horse? He's almond. I feel like I can't make like a weird colored horse joke because West of Loathing did all the good ones.
They really killed it as far as comedy goes. We should all quit jokes.
I was legitimately mad at myself when I was doing my year-end stuff that I forgot to write about the spittoon joke in West of Loathing.
It is one of the all-time best. One of a fan of that network and everything made a spittoon, a West of Loathing spittoon, and sent it to Riff.
That's so good.
I'm very jealous. Extremely jealous. I'm gonna make, if he doesn't give it to me, I'm gonna kill his character in game night. I shan't. What are we talking about today?
Gary, today we're talking about a swallowed penny, and I know what you're thinking. That's not an item in the Binding of Isaac.
Well, that's why. Let's roll that music.
Sunday, Monday,
Trinket.
days, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Trinket.
days, Thursday, Friday,
Trinket.
days.
Because it's a very special day. That's right.
It's Trinket Sunday.
Trinket Sunday. It's kind of an item. Edmund, on record, Trinket should have roughly the power of 1/3 of an item.
That tracks.
It does track, even though this is actually very similar to another item. This actually kind of not quite duplicates, but almost duplicates another item. It's just easier to get. You don't have to pay for it. So what this does is when you get hit, you spawn a coin. This can be a penny, nickel, or dime. Whenever you take an item, very similar to Piggy Bank, which we'll talk about later. And you generally get this. I've seen it just kind of show up in the wild, but mostly I've seen this from blowing up pots.
Mm-hmm. Gary, is this our first item you have to unlock? I believe it is.
Yeah. How do we unlock this bad boy?
We unlock this with challenge number 15, which we'll do on the challenge season in 2022.
Do we? What channel? What is channel 15?
That's a slow roll.
That's,
Polyphemus, Cupid's Arrow, and My Reflection.
That's a fun one.
Yep, that's one of those ones where you've just gone through some soul crushing challenge, and it's time to do one that's actually fun.
To do a treat. This is an item that I like on every character because you're always going to take damage. Mm-hmm. And if you get this, if you take the average on aggregate, how many hits do you take in a game of Isaac? It's quite a few.
Yeah. Well, now you got me thinking about the math, Gary.
It's what's I can usually get through the first couple floors without getting hit.
Sure.
And then increasingly, more, and then the third set, the cellar stuff, or not cellar, the last set before you the womb.
Yeah, depths.
Depths. Those are the hardest. I get hit a lot there.
That is in the original Isaac, that was the achievement I never got, was a Dark Boy.
When we're going to get to achievements in 2025, we start going through those one by one. Just what does it mean by being a dark boy? Also, we both have kids and our life is precious. It's slowly ending. That was me too. It's surprisingly way easier to get womb boy or whatever.
I would try to build runs around it. Okay, I just need to get the Bible to get the instant kill on mom, and I need to get an Emperor card to skip the first floor. It was too much work. It
was a lot. So let's say you take 20 or 30 hits in a game of Isaac, an average game. 20 or 30 coin drops is huge. If you can get this on the first floor, it will make, it will settle your money economy.
Yeah, which is something I imagine we'll talk about a lot is money is great up to a point and then
becomes garbage unless you're going to fight Hush, which again, we're all going to die. So you don't want to spend your time fighting Hush for 1,000 years on a normal run, It takes a very special run to want to fight Hush for me.
And this item is, of course, deeply broken if you are playing Keeper because...
So broken as to feel necessary.
Yeah.
It is broken as if the character was balanced for it.
Yeah, it is. I am pretty surprised that there is not an unlock that will give you Swallowed Penny automatically on Keeper.
When we get to the Keeper, it's going to be a bloodbath. we're gonna brick his switch. It is because I feel like that character a lot of things he should start with. If he started with money equals power, I'd be all right with that. Like, it's thematically fine and would give him a little bit of a boost. If he started with Greed's Gullet, it's like, oh, like save, with both of those. Like, the more money you hold on to, the better you are. You get more health and more damage. That'd be great.
Of course, the secret is we've already recorded that episode, but it's hidden behind a massive, obscure ARG.
Massive obscure paywall.
Yeah.
Pay us if you can guess the right amount of money. Keep giving us money until you guess the right amount. So you enter the combination in cents into our PayPals.
Gary, that's actually a good idea, and we should delete that part of the episode and do that.
And actually run with it. This is it would be a scheme of Molyneux-esque proportions.
I used to, speaking of Kingdom of Loathing, because this is secretly a Kingdom of Loathing fan cast.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do that in that game. Is I would like hide puzzles in like you get a display case, and I would hide like numbers that were like coded words and stuff. Because I'm a big fucking dork.
Yeah, because you're cool.
Yeah, and then I would like drop into the games channel and be like, anybody checked out my profile?
Yeah,
there might be
the random. Like, that's the coolest part, is really caring whether people figured it out. That's all the legendary ARGs work that way.
I think they do, Gary. I think they are created by people who can't nut unless.
Yeah, I mean they do. Like I've trucked with ARG people, and they definitely care. They like to pretend not to, though. That's the thing with them, and that's actually related too. We'll get to that when we talk about data miner for this thing, because Edmund McMillan is somebody who hates people who try to ruin that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So definitely, great for anybody. You can't re-roll trinkets, but I wouldn't anyway.
And I don't have a seed that would. Gary, these episodes destroy the whole format.
It's nice. And maybe that's the thing to like break the rhythm. Like as we're recording this, my cat is puking a lot, and one reason why cats habitually puke is that their esophagus is horizontal, and they have like a nerve there that can just get like pinged and just stay pinged. So they just kind of continuously have the puke reflex.
Oh, Gary, that sounds like hell.
It sounds really bad. Like, I don't like puking that much. I'm not scared of it, but I think that's kind of like the ASMR seeds. Was like we were just kept peeing that reflex, and then you need something to break it out of it. And with a cat, it's like you don't feed the cat for 24 hours, and it will reset the thing.
Gary, by
and for you and I, it's Trinket Sundays.
By ASMR reflex, you do mean an erection.
Yep. It's when the doctor takes that little triangular hammer, hits above your dick, and then the reflex just makes it go erect.
I don't get a lot of chances to use this sound effect, so I'm just going to interject a quick.
What can people do if they like this show?
Gary, they can rate and review us on iTunes, or I imagine there are other places where people rate podcasts.
I don't know whether we're going to put the work into putting the show on there.
No, but they can still rate and review us on there.
They can hopefully do that. We use that. People get mad at us sometimes, and we did it, and it's like it takes a lot of work to get us set up on Stitcher, and it was duplicating something for Cole, and then we looked at it, and there were like 6 people who used it. It was like, poor Stitcher.
Yeah, we're not going to put the show up there, but rate and review us on Howl.
Yeah, on the Widow Howl app. Yeah, we really appreciate that. And then, of course, there's always patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv, your source for fine Duckfeed shows. And until next time, good night.
Good night.